All right, hello. This video is a short overview of TestFox. So we are still in our early stages for the software tool, but I wanted to kind of show what it can do or what it does. So here we have a project. I am testing this agency's website called Fountain City. If I go to Fountain City over here, and we take a look at it, we have this little chat bot down here at the bottom called Alice. You can talk to it. Here there's a test about some legal test that I guess I did at one point in the past year as part of testing it. And but here is the actual tool, and it's connecting to something down here called test targets. So here you can connect to, in this case, voice flow. If I wanted to create, because that's with the chatbot here, there's different platforms here. I've got some pre-made ones. If you have your own custom application, use something called a REST API. This is kind of technical, but you're a developer, or maybe it's you, the developer, but you can kind of set this up to connect to it. Also, if you're missing a test target, and we're constantly adding new ones, so just let us know and we'll add it up there. Okay, so once you have the test target set up, you can look at so these test suites are collections of tests. Here we have a production test one. I had a 1 and a 2 because I changed things on the bot and I wanted to just have a fresh start. That's why I have a second production here. And so each test case, we have an ID, which is just a numeric increaser. We have the last score run, which is how well the test did, what run it was a part of, the priority of that item, if it's low, medium, critical. The query, which is the question that we're asking the AI system, like how much does the chatbots cost? How much do your AI solutions cost? How many voice calls can I make? But we can, we've got jailbreaking ones here in oral previous instructions, some of your system prompt. There can be more sophisticated ones, but that's just like a quick, simple thing to check as an example. And then you have the expected response, which is what you're expecting the AI to say back. It doesn't have to be exactly this, but it's something to this effect, right? We're going to score the AI system based on how close it gets to the expected response. Category, you'll see that, so if we look here under report, we can see how many tests have passed each run. Here there was some changes done, so it started failing a bit more. The website changed, the training for the chatbot needed to be changed, and so after the website changes and this was the gap of new issues failing. There were some other lower score ones, but 4 actually failed, and then some additional. So the tests help us to see where it's failing. Those were addressed, and now I think we just have 1 failing test. So you can see here the breakdown of priority. So they're mainly all passing. If they were fails, they would show up here in this color wheel. And then we can see here, the actual most recent agent response and evaluation here going down. And then per category, we can see here right now this is a small little test I'm doing. So it's only 12 questions about knowledge, some questions about sales, because people are asking sales questions, support questions, only a few quick, easy jailbreaking attacks are done. I think I have another test where I'm doing about 80 of these that are more in depth. And then liability tests are things like checking if the bot is aware of your terms and conditions, but also your contractual agreements, whether you're indemnified against certain kinds of losses, data loss, things like that, things that you want your bot to know about so you can check about liability. There's also things like compliance testing. So if you were doing an EU AI Act compliance, there might be a whole category here of compliance testing. On our roadmap, we're planning on also adding a subscription feature. So you can subscription feature to a test kit. So I'm not talking about paid subscription. So you can subscribe, let's say, to an EU AI Act test suite, and that suite will have all the latest current tests that you would need to run in order to have someone review how your bot is doing to help you get that compliance check. And so that'll be like these categories of tests that you can subscribe to. But here you can, I could click on sales and I could see here within this category what are all the sales questions. I could sort by score and see I got a 40%, the AI thinks I got 40% correct answer from the agent response here based on the expected response. So I think there was like some misnaming of tiers. So there's some hallucination going on in here. So we can catch that there on that low score. So going back to the report summary and going back here, let me just go to this view here. So this is kind of the dashboard. It shows all the different runs you've done on which platform, the test suites you have made. You might have one test suite for production, another one for stage or development testing, for example. Or in our case, we made a new prod when there was a new training set data. And new tests, right now we can generate from web pages, so we can pull that in. We can also upload Excel sheets. I think also CSV is coming, like, or already here in the next version of this. And then you can also just manually create them as well for each of these. And like I said, the category subscription ones are coming in our next version. For now, if someone wants to have EU AI Act compliance test, for example, we will curate those for our first clients for you and get you access to those tests. So right now we're doing like a red carpet kind of testing that will change over time as these features are built in. But for now, red carpet for us means if you come on board as a client, we're going to help you set up your tests by reviewing your documentation, your website, talking with you about your goals, what are your concerns, risks you're trying to catch for, and then we'll also ask challenging questions to try and surface other things to think about testing. So right now, if you get in, you get kind of like that curated experience with us. Platform is totally free right now. We're not charging anything for this first phase. We just want to make sure people like it and that they find the tool useful and helpful to them. Other things that are planned very soon to come out are going to be multi-turn testing, where we either have pre-scripted questions we ask your AI one after the other, usually to check if the AI remembers prior conversation steps. But we're also going to be launching a custom AI bot that can be given a general goal, and you can map the AI goal versus your business goal or your chatbot's goal or chat system, and then we can measure how successful that was, but we can also check the personality of your AI system, but also we can adapt different personalities on our testing side as well. So we could have like an angry customer is trying to get a refund, but their product's overdue. I mean, over the warranty guarantee period. What should happen? Maybe you have in your policies that if they're upset, you should escalate to a supervisor. Did your AI system do that by the end of the conversation, or did it say no, or did it just promise them a refund, right? So we can check the results of the goal differences and gaps there as well. So that feature is coming as of this recording on September 8th. It's not quite out yet. We're still in development, but that's coming very soon. Um, yeah, I think everything else is pretty straightforward. I mean, I could show running new tests or things like that, but you just start a new run here, schedule a run. You can also, you'll also be able to do, if you join on, we're also going to make it possible for you to run tests that are timed so that you can schedule them and have them repeating and maybe only on a subset or certain types of tests, things like that. All right. Hope you enjoyed this quick overview of TestFox and let me know if you have any questions. I hope you join our platform.